Hi there, my name's Ben, and I like to read. Today, we'll be reviewing one of my favorite books, Mathematician's Apology by G.H. Hardy. G.H. Hardy was a professor of mathematics at the University of Oxford. He was also very well known for the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, which is still a statistical tool that is used in biology specifically for determining gene and allele frequency. He also managed to tutor a brilliant mind by the name of Ramanujan, bringing him from India over into Oxford. And then, of course, he wrote this seminal classic in which he describes what most people seem to lack in understanding about mathematics. Hardy, you have to know, was not an applied mathematician. He was an abstract mathematician, if you will. And he wrote this, not this apology, not in the sort of a sense of where he's saying he's sorry about something, but rather in the defense of the field which he decided to dedicate his life to. I really enjoy this book, mainly because not only is it beautifully written, not only is it short, but it's really about professing your love for your craft and taking a sense of ownership in your work, not just in your work, but also in your published ideas. Hardy became very, very concerned about the use of his field, particularly during the Second World War, wherein mathematics was becoming increasingly focused on the applied side rather than in the pure and abstract side, merely discussing theories and how the numbers work. These formulas were, in essence, trying to be used to create weapons and ways of killing each other. Now, Hardy himself did not like this, and so he took to writing this book here. I have to say, upon reading it, it can be a little bit of a difficult read, just because you have to consider the time in which it was written. This is, mid to early 20th century England. This guy was at Oxford, of course, has a very sort of an unconventional voice. It doesn't read like a fiction book. It doesn't even really read like an autobiography. It more so reads, like a mathematician would write it, not as someone who you would think is like an Alexander Pope or someone who has a quote-unquote sort of like a good grasp of the language. That being said, I really enjoyed it. I think that it was really refreshing to see a different perspective about mathematics. Of course, as someone who, when I was at university, I absolutely despised mathematics. But I can appreciate the beauty of the field in no small part due to this book. It's, like I said, relatively short. I mean, from beginning to end, it's probably, maybe with the introduction, 150 pages. The introduction as well, don't skimp out on it. It's a really, really interesting foreword, a really interesting read as well. It gives you some really necessary background in this. One of the things I didn't really like about it is mainly due to the fact that he does sort of get into some technical nitty-gritties. He does offer in some proofs to me. This, as someone who is, not an expert in mathematics, it was sort of I don't really know what to make of it. That being said, for the aesthetic purpose of the book and for the merits that it brings, mainly getting someone interested into mathematics or someone who just wants to hear a different academic perspective about a field, I think it's really, you can't go wrong with it. It's a classic for a reason. I'm of a mind that, not all classics deserve to be classics. But if you're looking for something that's relatively short, if you're looking for something that is interesting, and if you just want to hear something that's not your sort of run-of-the-mill academia, I'd highly suggest that you give it a read. Thanks so much for watching.